Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your future spouse. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Aventurine Heart. Group 2 is the Chalcedony Heart. And Group 3 is the Rose Quartz Heart. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Aventurine Heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and following this initial portion of the reading I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your future spouse, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. You are my dream come true in every sense of the word, and I am anticipating the moment when the distance between the two of us is abolished and there is no more reason for us to hide our feelings so deep inside. I appreciate the opportunity that you are giving me to tie up loose ends in my life so that I am able to devote myself fully to being the type of person you need for me in all capacities of the word, in order to be able to support you in elevating yourself beyond the circumstances you are in presently, so you are able to reach that desired life you have been striving for so diligently all this time. Because I want you to be able to feel comfortable to blossom fully into the version of yourself you have always dreamed that you could be, without feeling the need to play a secondary role to my own aspirations in life and professionally speaking. I am hoping that time will be favorable and will move quickly so that we are able to reach the place in each of our individual journeys where it is finally time to combine forces and to move forth into the future as one unified energy, because I am so lonely without you, and it becomes a struggle for me to hold myself back and remain distant when everything inside of me knows that you are the person for me. But I feel that I owe you and me and the future that we are building together the opportunity for me to finish what it is that I have started. I have worked so hard to reach this place in my own life, and it would be unfair to both of us and to the future that I know that we can have together if I were to cut corners at this particular point in time and give in to the essence of my desire, which wants me to run to you with no hesitations at this point in time. We have already waited so long to reach this place in our lives where we are ready, where wounds have been cauterized, and there is a sense of certainty that any road we choose will inevitably lead us to the energies of success as far as love is concerned. And I know that we have been prepared in the way in which we have up to this point for a very specific reason. The idea of loving you out loud lights me up from inside and has created such favorable changes in my own circumstances, even though you are not here with me in body to recognize and celebrate these things presently. I am certain beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are the person that will illuminate for me the highest potential of who I might rise into when I am loved properly. And I want to be the one that performs that reciprocal role for you, because it makes me feel so burdened to imagine that you are out there somewhere wondering when it will be your opportunity to be in the spotlight of love, when I am sitting here with your name called over and over again in the far chambers of my heart that I reveal to no one. I hate the fact that you wonder and question if you are meant to just simply settle with the company of your own energy, because I have the strongest desire of anything that I have ever wanted in this life to prove myself to be worthy of a person such as yourself, and to make you feel cherished, seen, and appreciated in all of the ways that those that came before me failed to do. I want to exceed your expectations of what is possible in terms of commitment, loyalty, and diligence. And so I am being very dedicated to certain promises that I made to myself. Things that I feel will help me feel more fulfilled as a person, as an individual, that allows me to step into the fullness of our union with one another, not as somebody seeking another person to fill in a void space inside of myself, but someone who has learned a degree of self-mastery that has taken patience and diligence and dedication, so that you feel confident that I am someone who will be with you no matter if the sun is shining or the times are stormy, and that you will feel that your heart is in good hands, because I have taken steps to ensure that I have cleared away all sense of doubt and uncertainty within myself, that despite what my own past has looked like, I am willing to look towards the future of love courageously and with an open mind that allows the best things to unfold, that I allow myself to give you the best of me, which has always been kept secret. No prying eyes have ever taken a look at the fullness and essence of what I am capable of as far as love is concerned. This is a right and a privilege which has been reserved for you alone, even long before I met you. And so I am wanting to do everything that I can to ensure that this waiting game between the two of us has a favorable outcome, that I am able to be so consistent in helping you to understand that each day I fall more deeply and deeply in love with you, and that this is not a force or an experience that I am resisting, but that I find new ways to surrender and rise to the occasion of this experience. That when I tell you about everything that I have endeavored in the interest of us, of what we might build with one another, I hope that that is enough proof for you that despite the fact that our journey has looked quite different from the love stories of those around us, I have always held you in a central place inside with every step that I have taken towards bettering myself and creating a different sort of future than what I once thought was possible for me, that is inspired by your living example, because I want to present you with a most beautiful world in which you are free to blossom into the fullness of the essence of yourself. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your future spouse wants you to know. Okay, and we have, thank you for helping me to overcome my darkest fears and feelings of shame. I've become so empowered. Thank you for believing in me. You make me so happy I can't wipe this smile off my face. I love your sensuality. I yearn for your touch. When I lose myself and feel imbalanced, you keep me grounded. You are my life-nurturing force, my reason for being on earth. Together we will experience many lives here and spread healing across humanity. My deepest desire is to create a beautiful family with you. And I love meeting with you on the astral. It's where we create our magic. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your future spouse, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got P, H, A, M, V, T, H, W, U, I, N, A, Y, D, D, Z, I, and L. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Chalcedony heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through here in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your future spouse. And then I'll close out the reading with some initials. Okay, we have the Page of Cups, Seven of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, Three of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. You inspire me to get out of my own way and to reach for all of the courage that I hold inside of myself so that I can make a drastic shift in my personal narrative arc and finally start living the life that I was always meant to live. Because even if the world is against me, I know that you are somebody who understands the nature of my soul and will always be there to cheer me on and support me, even quietly from the sidelines, while I am stepping forth out of a life that has become so routine and monotonous for me, and finally answer the call that has been pulling me in a very unique direction for quite some time. I long to experience the next chapter of our love story with one another. I am hopeful for the times where I can turn to you for advice and get an honest answer that is so different from the ways in which the people around me, who are always self-serving and have some motive which ultimately is in their own best interests, have tried to sway me in very particular directions for far too long, disregarding the nature of who I am as a person, what truly makes me happy, and the authenticity of my skills and gifts as an individual, which have fallen by the wayside in many cases and have become slow to be picked back up very effectively because of the long-term disuse of certain things that I am innately talented in, which you have already encouraged me to pursue up to this point in time. You have had faith and belief in me, even while others doubted the nature of dreams that I had wanted to create into reality that seemed so far-fetched as to be the makings of a fantasy or fiction. And yet you somehow were the one person that could envision that future horizon, which feels so close at hand to me at this time, because I have already taken steps to recreate who I am, how the world sees me, and the ways in which I fill my time in every day. I have experienced so much success in this capacity that it gives me the encouragement to continue to step into this different and best version of myself unapologetically. I have turned away from many of the naysayers in my life, closed myself off, and am devoting myself utterly to bringing forth the full essence of my potential in a way that can fill me with pride and a sense of accomplishment, which, when it comes to the point of consideration as far as who I would choose to share this energy of fortune of the soul with, you are the only person that comes to mind as somebody worthy of standing there in the light of my achievements alongside me, because you have never doubted me, even for a moment. It feels that we have been brought into one another's lives by some higher hand of destiny. I don't know where I would be today had I not crossed paths with you, and I am grateful for every moment that we get to spend with one another, although I am desiring of so much more than we have with each other at this point in time. It is almost at times feeling like a cruel joke on the part of the universe to have such desire for one another and yet so many limits that are in place for good reason. I wish to move beyond these things as quickly as possible and to commence the beautiful experience of what it will be to grow alongside you into a prosperous future, and to combine our resources and abilities to reshape the nature of dreams we have each been individually pursuing that intersect so beautifully with one another, so that the type of experience that we can create for ourselves, the legacy that we are able to leave behind, is so much more powerful as a unified team than if we were to continue along our solo journeys, building in a common direction, yet from a distance and from afar from one another. You encourage me to find strength within vulnerability. I have already revealed so much tenderness to you that is uncustomary, because I am usually somebody who puts my emotions far down in the basement, out of reach and out of sight. That way no one can use them as my disadvantage. I am always somebody who is trying to look towards the practical, to not get tripped up in the energy of what others might think about the nature of a sensitivity that I have inside that few have seen. But with you, there is a safe space that is created where I feel comfortable in letting this part of me come to the surface and to be embraced and accepted fully by the one person who is worthy of experiencing this tenderness and yet this strength that I hold inside. I am trying to find ways in order to acclimate to the idea of being both strong and soft, and that there is strength in both of these faces that are mine to own. I am finding ways currently to incorporate more of that sense of intuition in the moves that I am making in the material world, rather than trying to have an exact plan of action mapped out that I stick to so precisely, which usually in the past has yielded pleasant results, but has taken much longer than things ought to in order to develop fully. I am instead allowing my heart to lead me in surprising directions, and it is thrilling and at the same time feels like the absolute right moment to allow the nature of who I truly am inside to unfurl out, regardless of if this is something that those around me question or accept fully. I hope that you will be impressed by the changes that I am working on very quietly and behind closed doors, because I want to come towards you, able to look you straight in the eye and to allow you to see the fullness of who I am, ways in which I was too guarded before to give you more than simply a peek or a preview at the fullness of the landscape that I hold inside of myself, that has been begging for someone to take notice, to take root deep within my heart, and to grow alongside me in the interest of love and progress. You are somebody worth fighting for, and I am clearing away all doubts inside of me that make me question if I am worthy to receive the type of love that you have to offer. You are so nurturing to me in ways that you don't even understand. Thank you for honoring my need for space at times, and for always being that place where I can ease back into the reality of who I truly am when the masks I am forced to wear for the world at large get too heavy of a burden to bear. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your future spouse wants you to know right now. Okay, and we have, I dream about you all the time, and when I wake, I swear it feels like we were really together. I see you in my future. I visualize all the awesome things we'll do together. When I hear your voice in my head, I know you are guiding me. I have the drive to succeed. I believe in us. Do you? I am undergoing an amazing awakening. I am finding myself along the way. Please be patient with me. I am buzzing with energy every time I think of you. You give me butterflies every time I feel your body close to mine. And I often withdraw to process our connection. It is where I receive greater understanding. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your future spouse, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got N, V, I, U, A, R, F, C, U, O, E, M, W, T, S, and O. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. Chose the Rose Quartz Heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns, just I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or can serve as additional messages for you from your future spouse. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Judgment, King of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords. I regret the way that I have handled our connection up to this point in time. I was overwhelmed by the nature of feelings for you that rose up suddenly and without warning, and as much as I thought I had healed issues from my past and was ready to experience a bright new future as far as love and the potential of partnership was concerned, when you came into my life, you blew the doors wide open to a whole layer within myself that had been untended, filled with the ghosts of my past that came up to haunt me once more, and I was pulled into a place of fearfulness where the only thing that I could do was to lash out and push you away as a result of my ego feeling very defenseless and unable to cope with the surge of beauty that was culminating inside of me as a result of your presence in my life, which conflicted very directly with the sense of lack inside that was the residue of all the people I had given my heart to erroneously in the past, that had taken my kindness as a form of weakness, had abused my trust and misused my generosity in a variety of ways, and the pieces of these shattered experiences which I had simply swept under the carpet and under the rug and not fully tended to, addressed, or healed until it became absolutely necessary to recognize that all of these sharp and rattling pieces are continued to be carried around by me to this day. I am trying to evict from my heart and from my memory the energetic residue of people who were never worthy to stand in my presence and be looked upon with the eyes of love in the first place. You have shown me that there is a higher caliber of experience of connection which is available between two people, but that I am only able to reach this plane within myself if I am willing to extensively burn bridges between myself and my past, including versions of myself that had held on to a sense of unprocessed rage, as well as periods of longing where I groveled and begged and wished for the return of people, that I was so much better suited by the exit of these individuals from my life than I was on even the best day when I was with these individuals in the past. It has been a humbling process of looking back through the wreckage of my emotional experiences previously and identifying just how much the shortcomings that others had projected upon me had affected my ability in a negative way to be able to perceive the level of love that I hold inside of myself as being something worthy to be given to another authentically, and also stunted my ability to receive wholeheartedly the generosity and beauty of new experiences such as what you have offered me, that already, even as much distance exists between the two of us, has helped to illuminate my life in a variety of ways that has turned me in the opposite direction from a level of pessimism which had settled in and hardened my heart. And so now, even in the midst of our situation as it is currently, I feel more alive than I have in years, more hopeful about what the future can bring, and more determined to be proactive about once and for all closing out limiting cycles within myself and within my mindset that are only holding me back from the experience of the fullness of what love and connection between the two of us, and ultimately as well in terms of my relationship with myself, can be. Thank you for being my muse and inspiration about walking towards a higher path in life in general. You are somebody that has lifted my eyes to a higher standard of living and being, and I want so much to reach that level of consistency within myself that is the mirror reflection of the way in which you live your reality, where you take accountability and ownership for yourself and also lay blame where it is due appropriately, where you do not shame yourself for the experiences that happened in your past when you did not know any better, but instead you accept the present moment as it is, and you always look towards the future with the understanding that something good will come out of whatever you are dealing with in any present moment. I want to live in the vitality that you have shown me. I want to walk alongside you in this path of an ever-evolving journey, allowing myself to be changed in terms of the shape and form that I take in order to meet the needs and expectations of my dream as it evolves right alongside me. You have shown me the way to walk into a very dynamic type of life that in many ways makes me question why I had ever been scared to take risks in life, and more importantly, to trust in the power of love, not just to be something which was an anchor which held me in place during rough times, but something which could also be those wings I could strap to myself and fly beyond the limitations of me and the world around me in order to reach those high horizons that had beckoned me forth since I was a dreaming child. I look forward to the future that we will create with one another, and the version of myself that will soon emerge from this place of hermitage that I am in, where I am dealing with things in my life that are long overdue, so that I can come towards you renewed, reinvigorated, and enthusiastic about what the next step between the two of us shall be, which is the decision that I want us to make together. I look forward to the closeness that we will share in the years to come, and I am grateful for every missed opportunity in my life up to this point, because if any one thing had gone different, I would have been deprived of the beautiful experience of encountering you, having my heart cracked wide open, and being able to see the world through the eyes of love, which is a gift you have already bestowed upon me. So let's see what else your future spouse wants you to know. Okay, and I have gained a lot of insight into the meaning of our connection, and I want to share with you where I see you in my future. With you, I'm on cloud 9. You are my heaven on earth. I crave making love to you. I feel so much passion for you. I am buzzing with energy every time I think of you. I have never been more motivated. Get ready for me. Please forgive me. I know I was wrong. I have been visualizing you laying beside me and us lovingly looking into each other's eyes. And I often sing to you when you're not here. Pay attention to songs that stand out to you. They are a message from me. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your future spouse, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got C, Y, M, U, Z, J, P, F, E, F, L, I, A, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.